This is Mac OS Ken.
iPhone 14 is skewing heavy to the Pro end, the case for Magic and AirPods 2, and a surprise headliner for the Super Bowl halftime show. It is Monday, the 26th of September, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Trade Coffee. Get $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/MacOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee is out with a note about iPhone sales. Basically, they are going well and skewing to the Pro end. Apple 3.0 ran part of the note. That cites data from Wave 7 research that says sales of iPhone 13 slowed just ahead of the launch of iPhone 14. Chatterjee says that probably hurt September quarter iPhone sales, though other analysts have said that launching iPhone 14 relatively early in September could or should boost sales for that quarter. Really, though, the big news is on sales of iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max versus the consumer side. Quoting his note, in a survey conducted by Wave 7 Research in collaboration with other research groups, customers are showing more interest toward Pro models with combined preference of iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max models being as high as 80%. Mr. Chatterjee has an overweight rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is $200. Remember that change to AppleCare Plus Apple made earlier this month? Company wants to make sure you know about it. A piece from 9 to 5 Mac says Apple sent out emails late last week informing or reminding people that the service now comes with an unlimited number of accidental damage repairs, up from the 2 incidents covered before the change. Quoting Apple's email, your AppleCare Plus plan now protects your covered device from unlimited incidents of accidental damage from handling instead of the 2 incidents every 12 months while the plan is active and in effect. Each incident is subject to the applicable service fees. This additional protection comes at no extra charge to you, and you don't have to do anything. Because we are who we are, 9 to 5 Mac can't help wondering how unlimited is. You know, like unlimited data. Whatever the case, stealing and losing are not unlimited. While the AppleCare Plus theft and loss program has been updated with the unlimited repairs, the plan still only covers up to 2 incidents of theft or loss per year, according to 9 to 5 Mac. Apple does so many little things that are just magical. I remember the first time I put my Marigold MagSafe case on my blue iPhone 13 and realized the screen was pulsing with a kind of orangish marigold color, indicating that it didn't just have a MagSafe case, it had my MagSafe case. Kind of magical. And now a piece from Mac Rumors says they've done something more magical with the case for the second generation AirPods Pro. According to the report, customers who personalize their second generation AirPods Pro charging case with an engraving will now have that engraving reflected directly on iOS as they pair and connect their AirPods Pro. So it's not just connecting to AirPods, it's connecting to your AirPods. I know it's technology, but seriously, it's magic. On more of a practical magic side, the case for Apple's latest AirPods Pro has another neat trick. A piece from my download blog says the case for the second-gen stoppers will report how much battery life it has left, even without AirPods inside. According to the report, the charging case that ships with AirPods Pro 2 can report the charge status of its own internal battery to Apple's Batteries widget without having to leave earbuds in the case. This is quite different from all other AirPods models, which don't report the case charge level without at least one AirPod in the case. The piece says that's thanks to the case's own wireless connectivity. That connectivity and the inclusion of Apple's U1 chip also gives the case access to Apple's Find My network, or gives the Find My network access to the case. It depends how you look at it. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, Trade Coffee. There's a fine line between a comforting routine and a boring routine. A cup of coffee at a certain time of day can be comforting. The same coffee, week after week, month after month, year after year. Does it even taste like anything anymore? This is one of the things I love about Trade Coffee. It's a coffee subscription service unlike anything you've tried before, because they partner with top independent roasters to freshly roast and send the best coffees in the country direct to your home on your schedule. Coffee I get from Trade is so good, I can't believe how much I love what they have picked for me. Now, for you medium roast fans out there, Trade has put together a macOS Ken collection from some really great roasters that I love. Airship, Peixoto, Huckleberry, independent roasters with unique personalities, turning out some delicious coffee. If that list isn't up your alley, don't worry. Trade will have whatever it is you want. You can shop their most popular coffees by roast or flavor profile, or you can take their coffee quiz and get expertly matched with coffees you will love. So if you want to support small businesses and brew the best cup of coffee you have ever made at home, it's time to try Trade Coffee. Right now, Trade is offering macOS Ken listeners a total of $30 off your first order, plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOSKen. That's drinktrade.com/macOSKen for $30 off your subscription to coffees I am sure you're going to love. That's drinktrade.com/macOSKen for $30 off. And thanks to Trade Coffee for sponsoring today's show. Apple's 13-inch MacBook Pro powered by M2 has hit the Refurbished store. Mac Rumors says the machine, introduced this past June, doesn't come at much of a discount, but, money saved is money earned. According to the report, a refurbished 13-inch MacBook Pro with M2 and 256 gigabytes of storage will run buyers $1,169, $130 less than the same machine new. The 512-gigabyte refurbished model will run $1,349, a savings of $150. Apple's Refurbished store says each machine comes with genuine Apple replacement parts as needed, and that each has been thoroughly cleaned and inspected. They come with a 1-year warranty with AppleCare Plus as an option as well. You can find out more at apple.com/shop/refurbished. Apple's fourth store in South Korea opened over the weekend. A piece from Apple Insider says the Apple Jamsil location slid open its doors on Saturday. Announced a little under 2 weeks ago, the piece describes a typical mall-based Apple store, as opposed to a standalone store or one in a historic building. That includes an open storefront, large wooden tables, a pickup counter, side tables for demos. It pretty much sounds like an Apple store in a mall. Though not in attendance, Apple CEO Tim Cook noted the opening. On Twitter, Cook said, "We are excited to connect with more customers in Seoul as we open Apple Jamsil in the vibrant Songpa district." When word hit last week that Apple Music would be sponsoring the halftime show for the 2023 Super Bowl, everybody knew that Taylor Swift would be the headliner. Even before I saw the official announcement, a personality I follow on SiriusXM was saying it is obviously going to be the Taylor Swift show. The entertainment news site Variety ran a piece Friday highlighting a number of reasons Swift was the odds-on favorite to headline the show. So it was kind of surprising Sunday afternoon when the NFL announced pop and R&B megastar Rhianna would headline the first halftime show sponsored by Apple Music. Going alphabetically, the release had Apple Music, the NFL, and Rock Nation announcing Rihanna's appearance. Apple is the presenting sponsor, the NFL is the NFL, and Rock Nation is an entertainment agency founded by Jay-Z. Rock Nation will serve as the strategic entertainment advisor for the live performance, if you're wondering why Jay-Z was quoted all over the place talking about the Super Bowl. Speaking on the Cupertino Company's behalf, Apple VP of Apple Music and Beats, Oliver Schusser, was quoted as saying, "Rihanna is an incredible recording artist who is a favorite for many millions of Apple Music customers around the world. We're excited to partner with Rihanna, Rock Nation, and the NFL to bring music and sports fans a momentous show." The press release says fans can expect to see exclusive details and sneak peeks leading up to the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show over the coming months. The NFL says they can do that by following @Apple Music on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, which is funny to me on many fronts. From the real gridiron to the pretend court, it looks like Apple Arcade is getting a special edition of NBA 2K. 9 to 5 Mac says Apple's subscription gaming service is set to welcome NBA 2K23 Arcade Edition. Sounds like it'll be the usual game with the addition of a greatest mode that'll have players going toe-to-toe with NBA greats of yesterday and today to see who's really the greatest finisher, shooter, playmaker, or defenseman in the NBA. NBA 2K23 Arcade Edition hits Apple Arcade on Tuesday, the 18th of October. And finally today, Apple's first bona fide holiday film has a release date. Well, the company did the Mariah Carey Christmas special a couple of years ago, and that Christmas decoration neighborhood fight documentary last year. Spirited could be the kind of perennial holiday hit that such movies as Scrooged, A Christmas Story, and Elf have become. We first started hearing about this one in 2021. That's when Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds, and Octavia Spencer started filming the movie, with Ferrell and Reynolds dropping hints about the shoot on social media. Flash forward about a year, and we find Apple Insider saying that the Cupertino streamer's reimagining of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol will be out in November. The film is probably a comedy, what with Ferrell and Reynolds in the mix. Definitely a musical, since a Twitter post from Apple TV Plus says, yes, it's a musical. Promotion is also likely to be everywhere, with both theatrical and streaming releases planned. Spirited will hit theaters on Friday, the 11th of November. It'll start streaming 1 week later, hitting Apple TV Plus on Friday, the 18th. Just in time for the holidays. Today on the Mac Observer's Daily Observations podcast, TMO Managing Editor Jeff Butts and I will be talking about the Apple Music halftime show. Plus, Apple's ecosystem is infused with tech features that are practically indistinguishable from magic. But are they magical enough? That is all today on the Daily Observations podcast from the Mac Observer, online at macobserver.com or wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Trade Coffee. Get $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.